Welcome to the Simply Sales Podcast. This is where we share and discuss our experiences in the world of sales and business. Each week, we will provide you with actionable content to help you improve your sales game. Thank you for taking the time to listen. We hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome to episode 21 of the Simply Sales Podcast. As we're heading towards Christmas in the next 9 days, and then the new year after that, many of you will be thinking about goal setting for 2019. And part of that goal setting process, you may decide to reflect on your 2018 goals and have a look through and see what you did or didn't achieve. Now, 90% of people that dissect through their goals that they failed to achieve in 2018 will have a look through to try and work out where they went wrong or why they did not achieve those goals. And I can honestly, hand on my heart, pretty much guarantee that 9 out of 10 cases, it will be some form of fear. So you wouldn't have achieved your goal, whether it be weight loss, a new job, money, whatever it is, stop smoking, eating healthy. The reason why you have failed at any one of those is a fear. And that could be a fear of rejection. So a fear of not getting that job, fear of not being good enough, fear of judgment from your friends or work colleagues. It would all come into that same category of fear. Now, I would like to share with you an audio clip that Will Smith has done where he talks about the fear of skydiving and actually how you fear leading up to it, the 16 hours prior to the skydive, you fear all of the things that could go wrong or all of the reasons why you don't want to do it leading up to it. But actually, the pinnacle point where you're jumping out of that plane, actually, that's the only bit that you need to fear. Because up until that point, nothing has happened. But yet we get into this trap in our mind of bringing up all these worst case scenarios before they actually happen. And then what that does is that then stops us from achieving the thing that we decided we wanted to achieve. So I'm going to hand you over to Will now, who's going to talk you through this. And I'd like to wish you all the best of luck with your goal setting for 2019.
So, for me, the daily confrontation with fear has become a real practice for me since about three years ago. I went skydiving in Dubai, right? And skydiving is a really interesting confront with fear, right? So I gotta stand up. I'm sorry, I gotta stand up. All right. So all your friends, what happens? You go out. I dropped my thing. Yeah. So what happens is you go out the night before and you take a drink with your friends and somebody says, "Yeah, we should go skydiving tomorrow." And you go, "Yeah, we'll go skydiving tomorrow." Yeah. And you go, "Yeah." And everybody goes, "Yeah." Right? And you go home and you by yourself. You're like, Right? You're like, well, yeah, I mean, they was drunk too. Right, so maybe they not, maybe. I mean, we don't have to go. We don't have to do it. So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane, and you can't figure out why you would do that, right? And you're laying there and you have the worst night's sleep of your life, but you still have the hope that your friends were drunk, right? So you wake up the next day and you go, down and you say where you were going to meet and everybody's there. You're like, oh, shit. All right, cool. Right? So you get in the van and you don't know that your friends had the same night that you had because they're pretending like they didn't. They're like, yeah, man, my uncle's a Navy SEAL and, this is going to be great. I've been looking forward to this. And you're like, oh, my God. And your stomach is terrible. You can't eat and everything, but you don't want to be the only punk who doesn't jump out of this airplane. So you get there and then you have the safety brief. And you're standing there, and the guys will tell you, well, if the chute doesn't open, what's going to happen is what could happen? That the chute wouldn't open, right? So you do a thing, and what you do is your first jump, you're attached to a guy who is going, he's going to walk you out. So you go, and you get there, and there's an airplane, and nobody's stopping. Everybody's still going. So you get onto the airplane and you're sitting there and you know, it's extra because you're sitting on some dude's lap, some stranger. You're sitting on his lap. And it's like, you know, trying to make small talk. Yeah, man. So you be jumping with people all the time, huh? Right, you know. So, and then you just want to make sure, you got kids, right? You got people you need to see, right? You just want to make sure he's serious, right? So you get in there. So everything's normal. So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet, and you notice there's a light. It's red and it's yellow and green, right? So right now the light's red. So then you start thinking at some point the light's going to go green, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? And you wait and it goes yellow. And the light goes green, and somebody opens the door, and in that moment, you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open. Right? Terror. Oh, sorry, I'm spitting. Oh, sorry. No, terror, right? So you go, and then, you know, if you were smart, you sat in the back, so you don't go first, right? And then people start going out of the airplane. And you go, and the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing, and your toes are on the edge, and you're looking out down to death. And they say, on 3. And they say, 1, 2. And he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3. Right? Right? And you go, and you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying, right? It doesn't feel like falling, right? It's like you actually are kind of held a little bit by the wind, and then you start falling, and there's zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. It's bliss. It's bliss. And you're flying. Right? And you're doing that. And then 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 40 seconds. And you have enough time to just kind of be like, oh, shit, that's that building. I like that one. Oh, you can see the ocean. Right? You start doing all of that. And the lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Just don't go. Why are you scared in your bed 16 hours before you jump? Why are you scared in the car? Why could you not enjoy breakfast? What did you need that? The fear is fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. You don't have to jump. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life. You know. Mm-hmm. So that was sorry. So that was,
no, it's good.
That was my experience with skydiving and fear.
All right.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Stitcher. If you'd like to connect with us, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Simply Sales Podcast. Alternatively, you can head over to the website simplysalespodcast.com.